game. It is the tits. Am I right, guys?
Nobody else knows.
All right. So basically, I've been an MMORPG player of only one game previous to this, which is World of Warcraft, and I was playing that for about 5-6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We don't want to interrupt this segment.
Right. They kind of jumped the shark on their last expansion, so I kind of said, "Fuck it."
Can I ask a question?
What?
Jump the shark?
I don't know.
You don't know that
I'm
either?
just going with it, man.
What's jump the shark?
Jumping the shark is they introduce something new that doesn't work out for them.
They go to nerddictionary.com. One second.
It's not even a nerd term, guys.
Nerd term.
Nerdterm.com.
Screw you guys.
Aren't they?
Okay, sorry to interrupt, brother.
Anyway, anybody who's played World of Warcraft, it's basically a clone of World of Warcraft, but set in the Star Wars universe.
Which just sounds
Specifically 3,500 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Oh, yes.
For those of y'all who don't know, Battle of Yavin is episode 4.
Gotcha.
Yes.
That before or after they made out, brother, sister?
That
Was
was
before.
before.
Okay.
Yes. This is like the basis of. We're talking about the very first Star Wars movie that came out.
Gotcha.
They made out in Empire Strikes Back.
Instead of the this is made by EA Games or Electronic Arts and a division of BioWare. They actually did a really, really good job making this game. I've only played it a few hours yesterday after we had our little morning get together, but it plays just like WoW, except there are some little variations to it. Questing. Okay, I'm getting into total nerd mode here.
All right, come on now.
Questing.
Well, the nerds out there will know what you're talking about.
If
That's all that
you-
matters.
All four of them.
You will enjoy questing in Star Wars: The Old Republic if you are into the Star Wars lore, because when you get a quest, you have to interact with the quest giver, as opposed to World of Warcraft, where you just kind of just get a little text and move on.
How about the gatekeeper
What?
or the keymaster? Any of those?
That's
That's Ghostbusters.
well, and it was also a failed attempt at being funny, but
Oh, whatever. Sigourney Weaver's hot. I'll say that.
is she really?
Yes.
I seen Avatar.
You're losing the nerds. Come on.
Well, we're talking about Sigourney Weaver. They
Well, that's
love
true,
that.
that's true.
You lost me.
Questing, you interact with the quest
Questing,
giver.
interactive. For me, it takes forever to go through these damn, because I only got to level 13 in the very short time that I played
I don't
yesterday.
know what the heck you're talking about.
Yeah.
I love this. This is probably my favorite segment now.
Dude, you guys, shut up.
I only got to freaking level 13.
And
I'm in full losing it mode right now.
what are you laughing about, asshole? You're the one that fucking introduced me to this game.
It's the greatest segment ever.
I'm enjoying myself.
I will back up Dom. I'm so looking forward to playing this game, and actually was looking forward to this segment because I really want to know what it's all about. So
And they don't make it for Mac, so
I know, and if my good friend,
I brought it.
hey, oh, you did?
I did bring it. It's on your bed.
Look at that.
Let's pop that shit in. I got a computer. Hey, no, I found out what where jumping the shark came from.
Oh, thanks, Jerry.
Yes, the origin of this phrase.
Go
It
give.
actually came from Happy Days whenever the Fonz jumped over a shark on water skis. Thus was labeled the lowest point of the show.
Oh.
But that makes sense.
Yeah, I
for the okay.
So
But
did-
please continue. I did have a question. So the questing is awesome. I know that something that was supposed to be different with this was the story mode, in that when you come upon something in a quest, you can choose,
Right.
kind of like a choose your own adventure thing. You can choose a certain path.
Well, see, they have this point system that's ingrained into the game,
Mhm.
where you can you get either light side points or dark side points, and if you get dark side points, like
Yeah.
it basically leads to different abilities for your character.
And who did you go with? What'd you
I
pick?
created a Sith
Of course.
warrior.
Oh yeah.
But see, you get to level 10 and you break off into advanced classes.
Really?
I chose a Sith Juggernaut
Oh, that's awesome.
Who
Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
who does either tank or damage. And you know all about this.
I do know all about that. So is when I make my Sith Inquisitor, am I going to be sort of in that DPS mode, or am I going to be?
They have the two advanced classes for the Sith Inquisitor are the assassin
I like that.
or the sorcerer. So one's basically a ranged DPS, and the other is like a rogue.
I want
Ba-
rank.
'cause
I
I-
want sorcerer for sure.
So
Right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since I know nothing about this, how do you win?
It's an MMORPG, so
Massive multiplayer online role playing game for
so
the
there
layman's.
is no end.
Hmm.
They have end game. What they call end game is
So it's
the-
not really a game so much. Not really a game.
Well, it's an adventure. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know how to explain it. Dom got me into WoW, World of Warcraft, and the game when I did quit it because I was playing it for a few months. I would play it for like 10 hours, and not even realize I was doing it. And so when I unsubscribed from it, they give you a little question like, "Oh yeah, so why are you leaving us?"
Is that when you start having sex again? or-
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like, why are you leaving us? I was like, because your game is too good. I mean, it's a great,
it's dominating
great
my
game.
life.
It is, man. So I'm looking forward to this, man. Star Wars MMORPG, you can't beat that.
ruin my marriage.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So it wasn't the.
Which one? I'm just
Oh.
kidding.
Oh.
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 Low blow. Low
Oh.
Yeah, boo.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Both of them are cunts.
blow.
All right, so do you have a rating or anything for this delectable game, Dom?
5 stars, guys.
Sweet, 5
So-
stars.
No, but
5 sparkly ones.
yes. It's not like that Twilight shit that you fucking watch, you asshole.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're gonna
Jesus.
fucking give me shit about playing a
Oh,
fucking video
God.
game.
That was 3 F-bombs in one sentence.
Talk about nerd rage.
Nerd rage. There it
Asshole.
was. Actually, that's just going down
There's
right there.
ponage going back and forth.
And
here.
the same
It's
guys that brought me to a Harry Potter movie that was I
Ooh,
wanted to go
this
to
is-
sleep.
That was a horrible film.
Whatever.
Dude, that one before the last one, that was a snooze fest.
No, I mean, yeah. If you're not a fan, then yes, it was guaranteed.
I was trying. Dom had never been to one, and I had watched on video, or I'd watched on DVD all of them leading up to this movie, so I could go see it with Theo and them. And all the ones that I watched on DVD were pretty good. And I was trying to tell Dom, I was trying to explain to him during the film, and kind of what was going on. And I was like, God, this sucks, dude. I mean, that film sucked. Out of all of the ones, the part one of what is that bit? Those
Deathly
two,
Hollows.
Deathly Hollows part one was just bad. I mean, the second part was pretty good, but
Part 2 is good.
yeah. All right.
I'm questioning
5
my
stars.
role
Very
in
cool.
this,
So
circle right now.
Anyway,
thanks for that bit, Dom. We look forward to future installments of.
Nerd rage.
I'd like to move on to our next bit called Injury Updates, baby. Pretty much, we're just going to run over real fast the injuries from last week and how they impact those fantasy players.
I doubt we're gonna be doing it real fast.
We're going to run through it. Frank Gore, nothing too bad, minimal injury. He was on the injury report. Looked like he played, but he was a little banged up. Just something to keep an eye on for the future. Michael Vick, as you know, he came back. He had a pretty good game overall. Adrian Peterson was
Man.
out again.
Yeah.
Earlier in the week, he had said 80%, and
News today, him and Christian Ponder are practicing today.
oh, sweet, that's good news for Adrian Peterson owners. If you managed to make it through Week 14 without your stud, you may have him back. So that's good news.
he
On-
shouldn't play anymore. Just saying.
Yeah, as a Minnesota fan, I wouldn't want him playing either. Andre Johnson hadn't had his leg amputated yet, so that's good. Latest news on him coming back is he said he's close to 100%. Or the coach actually said if he's close to 100%, he'll play. So I think they're going to hold off for him for a little while. Just pay attention to the updates on that. And then Ben Roethlisberger, as we mentioned, pretty much, I mean, nothing's going to take him down.
He'll play.
So, yeah, he'll
They'll
play.
roll him out there.
$6 million man.
They'll roll
Yeah,
him out
dude.
there in a wheelchair.
Matt Hasselbeck, calf injury. So Locker got to go in there. Latest news on that is that Hasselback is going to do his best to play. So I wouldn't gamble with that situation. Anything y'all got to say on that?
Marco,
Yeah, DeMarco Murray.
Oh,
he's
God.
done.
Yeah,
Done
IR.
for the year.
That's really
Done
sad.
forever.
They signed the greatest running back of all time,
screwy.
Sammy Morris, this
gosh.
week, and he will serve as
45-year-old Sammy Morris.
Oh yeah,
He will actually, I think he'll be the number 2 back this week, won't he?
yeah, he will. Well, they only have 2 backs. Felix
because
and him
Phil Tanner out for the year.
out for the year
Yep.
too.
And so they got like
A fullback.
So the third guy is that what the fuck is his
It's a
name?
fullback, right?
That's
Fiametta?
Washington.
Fiametta.
Oh no, they got Washington too. Chauncey Washington.
Oh, we picked him up.
Yeah,
Or
he's,
Dallas picked him up.
yeah, he's like a special teamer for you guys. They're mentioning him
Ah.
as
Either
Yeah,
way.
Jerry Jones.
Sorry.
He picked him up.
Felix Jones is a start this week.
Yeah, definitely start Felix Jones. He's going to get the majority carries in Tampa Bay.
Majority of the fumbles.
Yeah, Tampa
hope
Bay's
not.
in the bottom of the league on a run defense.
Got it.
We got Greg Jennings. Latest I see is he's slated to be out for the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Yep, you could pretty much sideline him for your fantasy football playoffs.
Yep. So it looked like the main beneficiary. I mean, Nelson was already going off, but the main beneficiary last week was Donald Driver. Had a pretty good game.
Could
And
be
then-
anybody, really.
yeah, as Jerry Bear mentioned, got to keep your eye out for Cobb. He'll get into that a little bit in his little segment.
45-year-old
Cobb.
Donald Driver.
James Jones.
And James Jones, exactly. Good call. One of the things on that, though, did you know Finley was without a catch last week?
He had I think a couple targets, but that was about it.
Yeah, man. Sad game. And then
Yeah, you started him in our playoff. game
I
as
did.
well.
I did. And then, of course, Steve Smith, a former, of the Giants. Nothing really to talk about there. He's been placed on injured reserve, and he wasn't doing much anyway, so who
Yeah.
cares, right?
Nobody cares.
Unless you were talking about Steve Smith of the Panthers.
Oh, no, that would be a huge impact. Oh, yeah, so I'll talk about that in a sec. Moving on real quick, let's talk about the waiver report. Some guys that you could pick up off your waiver wire, perhaps, depending. Now, when we say some of these, we are trying to appeal to not only Dynasty, but redraft as well. So if we say a guy that if you're in a Dynasty league, obviously he's already picked up, well, in some redraft leagues, he may not be picked up. So it's just something to keep in mind. But I just wanted to mention one guy, and then we can go around the table. Everybody can mention someone, but Rex Grossman, man, has the best fantasy football playoff schedule for quarterbacks. I'm just saying, and it started last week. He had a couple touchdowns, was real close to 3 touchdowns. It's not like he's going to be going anywhere. So definitely someone to look at. And I would assume Rex Grossman, even in dynasty leagues, is on most waiver wires. So if you're hurting at quarterback, that's someone to look at. The other guy I wanted to mention just real quick, and we hit on him earlier, was T.J. Yates. Looks like he's going to be able to ball. I mean, against a stout Cincinnati team. I mean, they're known for their defense, and he put up some touchdowns at 300 yards. So, You got anybody, Jerry Bear?
Oh, the one guy I got, Demaryius Thomas. He's gonna be an up and down guy just because he has somebody who can't throw the ball to him, Tim Tebow. And but
That was a legit talk.
that's pretty much Tim
That was
Tebow's number
badly
one
timed.
target, especially without Eric Decker. So yeah, pick up Demaryius Thomas if you're in need of a flex guy or a number 4 wide receiver.
Heck yeah. You got anybody, Dominator?
Ryan Grant.
Ryan Grant.
I have him on there as well.
Yeah, good job on him, man. Even though Brandon Sane had come in,
Yep.
kind of get some
They're kinda sharing
receptions.
carries.
I actually got a Brandon Sane / Ryan Grant on this one.
But he's a flex pick and a slash desperation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if you're in a
He's a more
PPR league,
veteran guy.
Sane's the guy to go with on a PPR league,
Right.
I think.
Oh, sounds good to me. Also, Andre Roberts, we mentioned him last week. A touchdown saved him this week. He didn't get a lot of receptions, but again, someone that is getting the targets. And tight end, I kind of a couple weeks in a row, Dennis Pitta.
Yeah.
Got touchdowns each week. He seems to look at him in the red zone. Someone to pay attention to.
He had a lot of receptions at BYU. I remember last year, him as a rookie, I picked him up in our league, and I was pretty high on him, but Ed Dixon ended up winning that job, so I let him go.
You got anybody, Theo?
I guess I never really paid any attention, but Ballard from the Giants, I don't know. He might still be floating out there, the tight end, but he's had a few good games in a row. So
Hell yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's pretty much your little waiver wire pickups. Also, we're not going to talk about these guys very deeply, but Jake Locker, if you're super desperate, seeing as Houseback may be out, and then Joe Webb. I mean, it's a question mark there, but he can give you points on the ground as well through the air. And as we mentioned earlier, if it wasn't for a pretty crazy non-call on a face mask, he could have had even more points. So something to definitely pay attention to. Up next, we have a treat for you. we have Jerry Bear with his new segment,